Good afternoon and welcome to this video. In this video I'm going to show you in Microsoft Excel, when you create a graph, you may want an additional axis such as the Z-axis. So when you look at these two tables here, you'll see that the first table is reflecting some sales totals for some cities, and the table underneath it is reflecting the net profit percentage for each of those cities. Well, the numbers in the percentage are nowhere near what the values are in the actual sales, so the graph would become very distorted and would not look correct unless you do what I'm going to show you to do, and that is to create the graph, and then I'm going to take the net profit percentage numbers and have them reflected as a line graph, whereas the sales from table 1 will be reflected as a column graph. Some people call this a combo graph, and here's how you would do it. So what I will do is I will highlight the information in table 1, and I will go to my Insert tab, and I will choose this column bar graph, and I'll choose a simple two-dimensional column graph, and there it is, reflecting the cities, and the y-axis is reflecting the actual total sales. I will show the data labels by clicking on the graph in the corner, clicking on the plus sign, turning on the data labels box, and you can see the actual values above each data point. Now I'll take care of putting in a chart title. Let's call this something like Sales Analysis for the East Coast. Okay, now you'll notice in the second table here, I'm going to highlight the data range for the second table. I'm going to copy it into the clipboard, because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the graph and I'm going to choose Paste Special, and I'm going to make sure that it's Add Cells as New Series with the values in the Y values in columns, and I'm going to turn on the series names in the first row. Click OK. Now you can see here that it doesn't make much sense, because as I mentioned earlier, the numbers are so far apart you can't even see what the actual data points are reflecting as in this column chart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the graph type here. So I have the graph selected. I go here to the chart design, change chart type button, and it says combo graph right over here. I select that, and right here is where I want the percentage of the profit. As you can see, it's going to be a line graph, but I have to make that the secondary axis, which will then make it the Z-axis. And there you can see it. I click OK, and that's how you do it. Now, just to flavor it up a little bit, I'm going to change the labels, or I'm going to add labels here, I should say, to make it a little bit easier to understand what exactly the graph is showing. I'm going to turn on axis titles. You can see that I have titles here, here, and here. So this first one on the left, I'll basically just type in sales dollars, and then over here in the x-axis I'll put cities, and over here on the z-axis I'll put profit percentage, and there you go. Now if I wanted to, I could basically change the font color of the y-axis labels and the z-axis labels to be white, so that they basically disappear, and maybe it has more than of a cleaner look to it. And there you go. Now this is not the only way I could have done this, but this is one of the options I wanted to show you. I had two tables, and I took that information, created a graph from the first table, then I copied the information from the second table, did a paste special, and chose the secondary axis for the line to be the line graph representing the percentages. All right, thank you for watching.